All right. Lambo's Water Sports featuring the Big Brother, featuring Sideline Sports Network. Ladies and gentlemen, this Cowboys thing. I mean, I don't know what to think of it. I don't know where his energy came from. They got blown out last week, and now he has all the confidence in the world that they're going to beat the Chargers. Now, before all jokes aside, he's not a delusional Cowboys fan like some of you fans are. He's realistic. All right, that's why I can joke with him like that. Now, Chargers versus Cowboys. Chargers coming off a bye week. All right. Justin Herbert is one of the most talented quarterbacks in the AFC. I didn't say he's one of the best. He's one of the talented. He has 3 seasons over 4,000 yards passing. Now you have offensive coordinator Kellen Moore, who was let go, fired, whatever you want to call it, resigned. He's now with Justin Herbert. Now, they have a great offense. You have Austin Eckler. You got Keenan Allen. You got Josh Palmer. Now, Mike Williams is out for the year with a torn ACL because he was on my fantasy. I had to take him off and release him. So they're missing Mike Williams. I think Mike Williams brings a huge impact, but they don't have him, so they have to make an adjustment. Now, I'm going to go with the Chargers. Now, I'm not being biased because I'm a hater. I think the Chargers' offense is more explosive. They can run the ball. They can score points. My only concern is they have to get ahead at least by 10 points in order to beat the Cowboys because we've seen that the Cowboys can't really play from behind, or when they get behind like they did against the 49ers and against the Cardinals, they tend to struggle. So that's kind of the only way you can beat the Cowboys is to stay ahead of them. The Chargers defense is godfuck awful. I mean, it's awful. So I wouldn't be surprised if this scores like a 38-34 game, or both teams could put up 41 points because, I mean, both the Dallas Cowboys are losing Trey Diggs. Leighton Vander Esch is out for 4 to 6 weeks. They have some other injuries involved. They have Stephon Gilmore, but he's not. I'm not disrespecting the man. He's not the same corner as he was with the Patriots. He's just not the same guy. He's not the same lockdown dude. The run defense of the Cowboys is real. It's not really suspect. They stopped the one with Christian McCaffrey, but they can run the ball with Austin Eckler. Now it just comes down to whether Brandon Staley wants to go for it on 4th down 10 times a game because he's all about analytics and all that stuff like that. So it just comes down to that nonsense. Go ahead, because I'm taking the Chargers to win this game, and I hope the Cowboys lose 2 straight games.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I hope not. So it's pretty rare that I go into a week and I like my head coach more than the opposing head coach. Like, there's a few teams in the league that I'd be happy with, Big Mike as the head coach, and I think that this is one of those games. Brandon Staley has cost this Chargers team more wins than I think you could attribute to any player. He's just walking bad luck in the franchise as a whole. Like, even before Staley was there, I'm not going to get too deep into just shitting on the Chargers here, but they've always been super talented. Even when Phillip Rivers was there, they had LT and Antonio Gates. Didn't matter. Like, they didn't do anything with it. And I just, that's the vibe I have with the Chargers. They're always super talented and they always tend to underperform. And that's like what the Cowboys get. And the difference is the Chargers were in San Diego for 50 years or whatever. So they didn't get the same type of coverage as America's team, which is fine. But when you look at like the statements that are made about the Cowboys year in, year out, I think a lot of the same could be made about the Chargers. They always have a stacked roster. They're always loaded and they always come up short. So this week in particular, Eckler is back, but who knows if he's going to be on a pitch count. He was in practice this week, but he wasn't, fully in practice every single day. Joey Bosa hasn't practiced this week. He didn't practice today, again, because of a toe injury. And I will concede that their offense is better than the Cowboys up to this point. Palmer is a great 3 that has shifted into the 2. We haven't seen as much as I thought we would have from Quentin Johnson so far, but it really hasn't mattered because Keenan Allen has been so good. So I'm not going to just disregard that when I'm making my prediction here and saying that Dallas will win. I'm just looking at, like you said, their defense is awful And if Mike truly did, take a step back and think about this offense and his play calling, I mean, we were down 2 possessions against Arizona and we were running the ball in like the third quarter, fourth quarter. It was like 3 downs in a row, not just like a 1st and 10 run the ball. It was like 1st down, 2nd down, 3rd down, run the ball. And it just doesn't make any sense. So if he actually put that time in like he said he did, then I'm all for it. Our offensive line is healthy. Our center that went out last game was a full participant in practice today. Tyron Smith barely practices anyway. Same with Zach Martin. They're old as shit, and they're 2 of the best that's ever played at those positions. So I think they have room to not do that. Same thing with other players on other teams as well. It's not just a Cowboys thing. Our top 3 receivers are healthy. Obviously, we haven't used Brandon Cooks as well as we should have used him in these opening weeks of the season. But the big thing for me about the defense is Van Der Esch being out. So Micah is going to be playing more of combo between linebacker and edge, like he did in college. Or actually in college, he only played linebacker. He wasn't on the edge. In Dallas, his rookie year, he did both, more linebacker than anything. Last year, he did both, more edge than linebacker. And this year, he's been like exclusively edge. So we're going to see him get back to being a linebacker as well. And I think that unlocks another level for the defense. Unfortunately, it does come from an injury, but I do think that we'll be able to withstand the offense of the Chargers. So I've got it 27-24. I think our defense is going to, make it hard for them to score. And our offense, we've put up big points in some games, and in other games we've fallen flat. And I'm saying this is a game that we put up some actual points.
How about them Cowboys? That's what I'm going to be saying on Tuesday morning when they lose their 2nd straight game. I'm going to sit there and say, how about them boys? How about them Cowboys? I'm going to bang my fist on like Skip Bayless. How about them boys? That's what. It's going to be a great game. But like I said, it's going to come down to Dak Prescott. It always comes down to Dak Prescott, and I hope he rebounds from this game. But like I said, if he has more than 2 turnovers.
This one doesn't have to, though. We can run the ball on this defense.
Well, we'll see if Mike McCarthy sticks with the run. We'll see if he sticks with it.
Well, I still think he'll be run first, and I think we should be with as good of a running back and O-line that we have. I just think, he's not going to come up with a game plan that only gets CeeDee Lamb like 5 targets. I think that's the difference that we're looking for. Not so much going away from the run, but more, getting our star players more involved and in turn getting the score up.
That, like I said, that's on the head coach.
I agree.
That's on the made man, Mike McCarthy. Y'all calling him that he a made man. He a made man. He not gonna give up the play calling to no. What's it, Brian Schottenheimer? I mean, we don't give the play call to him because he was an okay offensive coordinator. He was a bad offensive coordinator for Seattle. Now his New York Jets days back then with Rex Ryan, great play calling with Mark Sanchez, but the Seattle days is awful. But like I said, it comes down to Mike McCarthy. He spent all them hours in that facility. The offense better be changed. Better use Turpin more. You better put Turpin in the slot in the pass game or something.
Turpin's hurt.
Oh Lord, well he's not gonna play.
He hasn't practiced.
That don't mean he's not gonna play. There's plenty of people that don't practice and don't play. That do.
Yeah, but he's not one of those players that most coaches are like, even though you haven't practiced all week, we still trust you to go out there and.
We're not in the Cowboys.
I hope I'm wrong, but I'm just saying, like
we not in the Cowboys facility, so we don't know what Jerry got that mind. Yeah. By the way, we're gonna do a video on this later about how Jerry Jones messed up the Cowboys dynasty. Because I bet you if y'all kept Jimmy Johnson, y'all would have won the same amount of Super Bowls or more like Bill Belichick and Brady. But Jerry Jones has messed up Jimmy Johnson. Why is Jimmy Johnson not in the damn Hall of Fame? That's a different story for later. Unless you want to respond to it now.
No, I agree. It's a really big thing on Cowboys Twitter. If you're involved with Cowboys Twitter. A lot of it is like put Jerry. I mean, why won't Jerry put Jimmy in the Ring of Honor for Dallas? And it's like this curse that has been over us since that we haven't been able to obviously reach the goal that every team wants to reach. And especially Jerry Jones, it's all he talks about is wanting to get back to the Super Bowl. And it's like, yeah, like maybe, he's an oil man. He got rich off oil. He's got to be superstitious. So maybe, take in some of the superstition that your entire fan base has. Put your personal ego aside. Let Jimmy into the Ring of Honor. Lift the curse. And let's go win a damn Super Bowl. Like, that's what's it's annoying because it's like what else is left? What else is left to blame besides Jerry and besides Jerry not putting damn Jimmy Johnson in the Ring of Honor? And now what? We're Super Bowl-less for 30 years. Almost.
It's gonna be another 30 if Mike McCarthy don't get the play calling straight. And if Dak Prescott don't play to what Dak Prescott expectations are. Now, Dak Prescott's not a bad quarterback. He gives them best chance to win. But y'all keep saying this. Dak's been in the NFL for 8 years. He only has 2 playoff victories. Brock Purdy had the same amount of playoff wins. Blake Bortles had the same amount of playoff wins as Dak Prescott. He's not even in the league no more.
That's okay. Blake Bortles, different situation over there. I get it. He had.
I'm just talking about the same amount of playoff wins.
I understand.
It's embarrassing.
I understand. But let's be for real when we're making an argument like this. Like, you cannot say in any breath that Blake Bortles was close to as good of a quarterback.
No, that's not what I'm saying. No, that's not what I'm saying.
But look at the circumstances. When Dak has gone to the playoffs and the teams he's played versus, I get it, the Jags had to play the Patriots. That wasn't Tom's best game, and that defense for the Jags was filthy all year. And it turned up in the playoffs where our defense has somewhat shut down in the playoffs as well. It's not just on Dak. And also, when we look at the Niners game from last year, they only scored like 16 points. So, like, our defense can do it. That game, Tony Pollard broke his foot. And we had other injuries along the O-line and everything. So, like, just when we talk about playoff wins and stuff, you got to bring the context of the situations. Dak's situations have not been Blake Bortles' one fairy tale season. It hasn't been Brock Purdy being on the best schemed and best offense and best overall team in the NFL. Now, I'm not saying Brock isn't great. I'm not saying Brock isn't great. I'm not saying that. He's really good. But you think Dak would go over there and fuck it up? I don't think so.
The 49ers?
Hell no. Yeah, no shot. No way.
I don't think so. No,
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. So we just got to look at, who did Dak start his career as head coach with? Jason Garrett. Yeah, like, come on.
I mean, it went 12-4 his first year when Tony Romo got hurt. It went 12-4.
Yeah, off of Zeke running for 1,700 yards. And, Dak won Offensive Rookie of the Year, but he threw like 24 touchdowns. He only had like 4 interceptions, something like that. Like,
see that right there. That's the offense y'all should have stick running until now. That offense was unstoppable.
Well, we don't have Zeke.
That offense after that.
We don't have Zeke. We had to go away from it. We didn't have Zeke.
I'm talking about before Zeke was gone. Like before.
Well, yeah, but you could see the decline in his production. Like after the suspension and then after the injury, the contract holdout, all of that. He missed a lot of time. And I mean, I get it. You need to be feeding your best player, which we did. He was the leading rusher like 2 years. He was over 1,000 yards almost every year of his career up until like year 5. So like he was a dog, but when that tank started running a little more empty, we went to more of a pass happy offense. That's when Dak went up to almost 5,000 yards and he was throwing like 41 or 38 or something touchdown. Like he's done both. And he's done well at both. Last year was just bad.
Oh, also, when you're mentioning the 49ers and Brock Purdy, the perfect team, I get that. But tell me how many teams can make the NFC Championship game with 4 quarterbacks or 5, including Christian McCaffrey.
That's proving my point. That is helping my point.
He says that
it's because it's so good of a scheme. Like they went there with 4 quarterbacks. And again, it's not me diminishing Brock's achievements. I'm just saying Brock was part of 4 quarterbacks that were in that system, and they were in the NFC Championship game. You know what I'm saying? Like that proves my point more.
Christian McCaffrey, Josh Johnson, Jimmy Garoppolo, Trey Lance, Brock Purdy. I got to make sure I get my quarterbacks correct. Yeah, it was 5. I forgot about the whole Josh Johnson shit. I forgot. But like I said, the Cowboys need to make some noise. Please make the NFC Championship game, and then y'all can start raving about Super Bowls. But as of right now, I don't damn see it because we see the same thing. They thought, just like Shannon Sharp said, the Cowboys are. Excuse me, I can't say it right now. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna wait till Tuesday to say it. Because like I said, nice little beer, chugging it. How about them Cowboys? Michelob Ultra. How about them Cowboys? But Friday episode, we're gonna recap all week 6 picks. All right, it's gonna be great. Hopefully the Patriots and the Raiders is a rematch. Pray to God the Patriots don't make the same damn mistake they did last year. Because if you make the same mistake you did last year, I will not watch the Patriots ever again this season. That might be for the first time in 15 years that I will maybe give up on the Patriots. But that's the next episode of Lambo's World of Sports. Bye-bye.